Hey guys, back here with another video. This time we are looking at what was happening around the world between the two world wars. And as you can see, we're going to be looking at three of the most important people of this time. On the left, you have a man named Joseph Stalin. On the right, at the top, you have the Italian dictator Benito Mussolini. And down at the bottom, I'm sure you guys all recognize, you have Adolf Hitler. To get us started, we're going to look at the Soviet Union and what's going on in the Soviet Union after World War I is over. And in this case, for this video in particular, we're going to look at how a man named Joseph Stalin takes power in the Soviet Union. It starts with the man in the center of the picture. His name is Vladimir Lenin. After he passes away, they have the other two on the left and the right. You have Joseph Stalin on the left and a man named Leon Trotsky on the right, and they're going to fight for power, fight for who takes over. Lenin will actually want Trotsky to take over, the man on the right. He is smarter, more competent of the two, and he would just be a better leader. He actually truly believed in the revolution and just didn't want power, whereas Stalin was more cunning, much more selfish, much more vain and into himself than Trotsky was. But Stalin was quicker, and he moved to get rid of Trotsky. Stalin takes control of Lenin's funeral plans. He starts spreading some rumors about Trotsky, anti-Trotsky propaganda, etc. Stalin preaches a message of settling down and just focusing on the Soviet Union, not worrying about the rest of the world, but just worrying about what's going on in the Soviet Union. Whereas Trotsky wants to kind of create this whole socialist revolution around the world. He wanted every government around the world to turn communist because he truly believed that communism was going to be successful. Stalin's message is more successful. People want to focus on themselves, not everybody else. And eventually Stalin is able to exile Trotsky in 1928, where Trotsky will wind up in Mexico City. In 1940, about 12 years later, Stalin sends people to kill Trotsky with an ice axe, which you can see where an ice axe is here over on the right. And here are some pictures. Top left, you have the actual ice axe, and then on the bottom you have pictures of Leon's body after he was found and where they found him. So with Stalin taking control, taking leadership, he takes firm control of the government. He turns Vladimir Lenin into a near deity or a near god. Pretty much makes so that people idolize Lenin and think that he was the greatest person that's pretty much ever lived. And he starts eliminating anybody that disagrees with him. If you disagree with him, then you're either going to be assassinated or you're going to be sent to the Soviet prisons. Now, not only, as you can see from an activity that that will happen, not only did Stalin create propaganda and send messages, but he started to rewrite history and started erasing people out of history, particularly people that he disagreed with or that started turning against him. And here we have a picture with the secret police chief, Nikolai Yezhov. He's walking with Joseph Stalin, as you can see. Nikolai Yezhov is the little man on the right. And then Yezhov disappoints Stalin. They disagree, yet you'll never hear of Yezhov again. And pretty much Stalin writes him out of the picture, erases him out of the picture, so it looks like he never actually existed. So it's important to realize just how scary a power that is. Essentially, Joseph Stalin is able to create the truth. And I say that in quotations, like the truth can be whatever Joseph Stalin or anybody in the state wants it to be. And as I explained here in the one bullet, it wasn't the case that Stalin was ever photographed with Yezhov. After Yezhov was erased, it never happened. So not only did they erase it out the pictures, but they stopped talking about it. They started acting like they had never heard of it. They started acting like, who is this Yezhov person? We've never even met the man. they literally start to erase everything about the person. And then here we have some propaganda that Joseph Stalin will start posting. The one on the left is about workers uniting, come together, we'll do this together. On the right, you have Joseph Stalin voting, which is kind of ironic, seeing as how there were elections in the Soviet Union, but Joseph Stalin was the only name on the ballot, so he pretty much got 100% of the vote all the time. Another picture of equal rights for women, and I can assure you the case that that was not the truth. A picture on the left is a young violin player over in Great Britain. Looks kind of, doesn't look very clean, obviously doesn't have a job, anything like that. The picture on the right is the same boy playing his violin in the Soviet Union. Looks happy, looks cheerful, he's successful. Look, he's playing with an orchestra. You know, he looks healthy compared to the boy on the left. Another picture here where you can see guys on the left. The one on the left in particular is the Soviet interpretation of what a Jewish person would look like, and the one on the right, the one on the left, you can see the economy is kind of going downhill, downhill, downhill. The one on the right, Soviet Union, economy with the thermometer looking thing, up, 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 up to plus 20%. Recruitment for the military, you can see what it reads out the bottom. And here's one of the most famous image, is here Joseph Stalin is pretty much making it look like Lenin and him are one and the same. That Lenin is watching over all of us, he's supporting what we're doing. Pretty much he is trying to tie himself to Vladimir Lenin, who in all honesty was very popular amongst the Soviet people. Lenin was very popular, so now Joseph Stalin is kind of trying to attach himself to that name and hopefully become popular himself. And you can see Joseph Stalin lovingly watching over the people of Russia, the Soviet Union, all of them looking back at him lovingly as well. Picture of the USSR, the Soviet Union against some other countries, pretty much making it look like they're defeating everybody that is not communist. Another one, don't chat. Chatting leads to treason, so pretty much trying to make sure nobody starts talking. Don't ask why people start disappearing or what was going on. It could lead to you getting charged with treason. That was kind of self-explanatory. And then I'll let you read that one. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.